Now, Jack, there are so many online who are now doing spoofs of Raygun. She really has become an international phenomenon. Adele's mentioned her on stage. Every publication from NBC to BBC is reporting on her. The world is going to think Australians can't dance. I mean, that's what I'm worried about because they're all making fun of us. Who could blame them?
I do not believe... First, can I just say that anybody who uses the word musicality in an interview and then talking about their skill in the way... I mean, she's got tickets on herself. She genuinely thinks that she is all there, that she's a great breakdancer. I mean, for me, it honestly isn't even about the dancing. It's the fact that it's the academic work. It's the fact that you've got somebody saying sportification, musicality, and you're putting this into work to try and convince people that your work is worth being funded and it's worth being studied. This person is a teacher. They're shaping the minds of the next generation of leaders. Look, I don't know how many leaders are going to be studying dance theory, to be fair in her defence, but this is not a serious person. If you're going to go up there and say that your skill in breakdancing is due to your musicality, it's absurd. And I do not believe that this was the best that Australia had to offer. Call me cynical, but I don't understand how she managed to win that qualification round. And I watched it. It did not seem like a fair competition to me.
Well, there's a conspiracy theory of sorts emerging as to why the performance was so awful. Some are claiming she aimed to get 0 points for every performance, and it was a part of her academic studies. Professor Megan Davis, one of the chief advocates of the Voice referendum, the Voice to Parliament, she took to social media to slam the Olympian, saying getting 0 points on purpose in 3 rounds for an academic study subsidised by the taxpayer, both at a university and Olympic level, isn't funny and isn't having a go. It's disrespectful to other competitors. I'm glad most Aussies aren't buying the Kool-Aid. Now, Jack, she had her trip, obviously, to Paris paid for by taxpayers, but I don't see how she's going to get any extra money for her academic work by getting zeros. I'm not on board with that theory at all. But it must be noted, the Daily Telegraph reports that the City of Sydney Council also gave Raygun a $20,000 grant back in 2022 to research spaces for street dance. So I guess there is some taxpayer dollars to be had in this area.
Yeah.
I'll give you the final word. Will we see more of Raygun, and in what capacity? Because she's possibly one of the most famous Australians in the world right now.
Yeah, I agree completely. I don't think she intentionally tanked it for any kind of fame. I think that is a conspiracy theory, and I don't see how that would be advantageous. But I do think we're going to see more of her, because if you read her academic work, she writes about herself, and that's the point I made in the article. These academics turn supposedly independent research into self-promotional blogs.
We've run out of time. Jack Horton, thank you so much for your insights this evening. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Rita.